Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's unseen video. Obviously, this isn't going to be as big as older unseen videos because we've been so heavy into Nightbirds that I do feel a little bit out of the loop, but I have gone back hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. I've looked to see what people are talking about, what the wrestlers have been posting about, what you guys have been tagging me in. I've gathered up the best of that and I've put it into this video right here. So this was and will be our daily video series where we take a look at everything big that's going on social media and in the world of wrestling, more so away from the shows, but it definitely still touches and relates to the shows. Obviously, we had a big NXT today, so we do have an NXT folder to have a look at. But we're going to start with the Nightbird folder, and NS Mommy keeps tagging me and stuff, right? And it's brilliant. I mean, I think some of the thoughts are absolutely brilliant. And I would say if you want to kind of see some like never-ending investigation, NS Mommy is just killing it at the moment. Every day, new things are being found by NS Mommy. Just like this. I mean, sometimes they're big, sometimes they're small. But here, NS Mommy said, oh, for Pete's sake, that electrical tape, it keeps you grounded. So the electrical tape that was wrapped around the hands of the person that was doing the letter writing, you know, was that a way of them staying grounded? I wonder, because I wonder if that letter writing was being done by Bo, and this was a way maybe of trying to not allow Howdy to take over. I think there are times where Howdy takes over, the liar bit in particular. That's when things sort of changed and we got a glimpse of maybe a more angry, darker side of this person. But the rest of it I could believe was actually Bo Dallas or Taylor writing. And maybe the tape was to just help them stay grounded. So I like that theory. I think that's just fun. It might not be correct, but it's an interesting thought, and there's loads of those kinds of thoughts that NS Mommy is churning out on a regular basis. So definitely worth a follow if you're interested in that. Right, Colt O Muwu said the thumping or the foot sounds. It sounds like the audio clip of a vinyl record stylus. The stylus would make that sound at the end of the record if there wasn't an auto return on the player. Now, quite a few people have got in touch with this, and I agree. People were saying that you could hear this at the end of Nightbirds, and that gets played in the arena. And people were saying they didn't detect it before, and they were thinking it was footsteps. I've never thought that they were footsteps. They've never sounded like footsteps to me. And then, obviously, that sound has now appeared the other day, and I think it says, do you hear on screen as well? And so, obviously, we highlighted that, and we were theorizing, what could this be? It was sort of the same exact noise being repeated, which is why, to me, I don't think it's footsteps. Footsteps don't always sound the same, but this was always the same sound. And I could believe it's this. I could believe it was a vinyl record stylus. So it doesn't really tell us anything, doesn't really provide anything extra, but it is potentially an answer. So Colts, really appreciate that. Here's Taming Pasta. Taming Pasta said, I do believe we're seeing candles in the image, which I believe is new. The candles seem to be very similar to the ones that we've seen with the bride and the first envelope. So, yeah, these could be candles. I think we joked they look like bunnies, but I could totally believe that they are candles. I think it's pointed out, and I hope it's in this folder, that what is behind this person, who I've always thought to be Joe Gacy, could be the Firefly Fun House door. That white line and that white line, it does look like a door frame. And they could be in the Firefly Fun House with candles. Are they mourning the passing of Bray Wyatt in this image? That's another theory. that I really like, and hopefully that is later in this, because it was a kind of thought that was sent over, and I thought it was really good. So, Taming Pasta, shout out to you. Okay, Jay Villa said, theory time. Someone told me to look back at the scrambled words. This is a little long. So you might remember that the URL that we had, right? The URL, which was UEDNJ51A. I think a lot of people looked at that and thought that it was the letters of Uncle Howdy, Eric Rowan, Dexter Loomis, Nikki Cross, Joe Gacy. That gives us the 5. And then the 1A, which we think is Alexa, maybe comes later, further down the road. That is still my favorite theory. This is still, I think I named it the other day as still like my favorite discovery of Nightbirds, because I just love that. I love the fact, and that is the letters of all the expected members, and also the leaked members. It was leaked as to who was in this group, but we had a good idea who it was because of things like this anyway. So I love it. I think it's brilliant, right? But it is true, you can unscramble it as well to June 15th AD, which we have mentioned before. But this just goes a little further. So the AD stands for Anno Domini, which is Latin for in the year of the Lord, right? Uncle Howdy has been getting religious on us with some of these QR codes. Is it possible that Uncle Howdy is saying that he will be born again on June 15th? And it may lead to becoming this dark messiah, riddled character of WWE. I think we get Uncle Howdy on the 15th. I think we get the massacre on the 17th, which is a very interesting thought, isn't it? A lot of people have said, why are they arriving on the 17th? That's a Raw. Wouldn't you arrive at Clash at the Castle, right? So I think it's an interesting thought. I mean, my personal thought is I love the lead theory for that. For me, the lead theory is Uncle Howdy, Eric Rowan, Dexter Loomis, Nikki Cross, Joe Gacy, Alexa Bliss, 5+1. That's my favorite theory. I think that it fits better, it feels better than the June 15 AD, because, I don't know, you could have written anything. Why would you go June 15 AD? It was pointed out that you tend to put AD after a year and not after a date. And it's true, you know, it could be that that stands for this and it connects to things, and this could be true. But as I'm sat here right now, I don't think we get the group debuting at Clash at the Castle and then the massacre on the 17th. But I like this enough to include it. I like this enough to kind of show it to you, put it out there. You can make your own mind up. But I think for me personally, all eyes on the 17th. So, but Jay Villa, loved it. Thought you did a great job. Kojiko tagging me in this. So this was from a few days ago now, but we missed it. I did have it in my folder because obviously we haven't done an unseen in a while. And I thought some of you may not have seen this. So Jojo posted that she was visited by the spirit of Bray, who took the form of a moth. Now, that might seem a bit silly, but if you remember what his logo is, like, it does make a little more sense then. And WrestleMania says R.I.P. Bray. So here you can see, this is the picture. There's the moth. There's Jojo's drink. She said, this beautiful moth visited me tonight whilst having a glass of wine and watching the kids play. It landed on only my glass, despite other glasses being around, and this was the same moth that proceeded to land on my hand and just sit there for a moment before flying away. I see you, Wyndham. I know it was you saying hello, and I love you forever. So there we go. That's Jojo sharing a story of an experience that she had. So that is from her Instagram account. Trent said the puppets coming to life is a metaphor. The Wyatt Six were puppets for the establishment to use any way they wanted. And when they were done with them, they threw them to the side. Howdy is giving them a new purpose and reason to live as part of his family. I really like that from Trent. Thought that was really good. I think the whole puppet situation can definitely be interpreted quite a few different ways. It could be that they are going to bring the Funhouse puppets to life for real, or it could be more like what Trent says there. It's just a metaphor because these were puppets. It's not the puppets, but they were puppets, and he's saved them. And he's brought them in as a part of his family. So I thought it was a great thought there by Trent. And here's Sam Roberts. He said, a wild night on Raw Talk last night. Cameras are always rolling. So this is proper unseen. So this is actually, you can see on screen what we was watching at home. So we was watching this bit at home. So we never cut to these guys at this point. But as we were watching this is their live reaction. You can see Megan Morant sort of lean in a little bit as she's trying to read the screen. You can see Sam Roberts observing. This is before we've thrown over to them, of course. So we never saw this. This was properly unseen. And here, look, you can see Megan's reaction as she's properly taking it in. And again, you know, we don't see this. So it's not like they're fully up to speed with everything. Look how confused she looks there. They're not being shown. This is not part of the broadcast. So it very much feels like they didn't know or weren't told this was going to happen. Because she genuinely does look confused. And she genuinely does look like she's trying to figure out or decode as to what this is. Sam just looks like he's observing it, obviously. But I love the concern. There's a lot of concern from, like, Megan there. And, you know, then that ends. And then they get ready to throw over. You can see she's looking at them there. Boom. This is what we see then. So we got to see their live reaction to that whole piece. That's really cool, man. That's really cool. I mean, obviously, we don't know what they're doing in that moment. They might have been just chatting to the floor manager. Right, is this ending now? Okay, 3, 2, 1, and you're in. Right? It could have been something like that, but it wasn't. They were properly stood there, just like all of us, watching this video play. So I thought you'd enjoy that. So that was Nightbird. We didn't have that post, and I'm genuinely frustrated because I thought I'd put it in this folder where someone had come up with that shout, that idea that could be the door. This here could be the door frame. I thought that was so clever. I thought that was really, really good. So if I can find that post, I will try and find it for you. And we'll add it to tomorrow's. Right, let's have a look at some Nightbird fun. Here's one of the pictures. Harry said, whose face does this look like? I think Johnny Depp, personally, right? But here, look, Bun said, never mind, it's just days. So there we go. When you clean it up, right? When you clean it up and you take some of the static away, it is a disappointing discovery, isn't it? It is a disappointing. I know. I was disappointed as well. I was also very surprised. But yeah, when you clean it up, it's not as exciting as what you first think. But that's what Buns has found anyway, Bunzilla. Maybe it can be cleaned a different way and something else will show. But I've got to admit, I was surprised. And then here, Matt says, how would you feel if they pulled a Funkasaurus switch and they debuted Uncle Howdy Partner? In his time away, Howdy has embraced the country lifestyle and he now runs a wrestling ranch for unused talent. Look at this. Uncle Yeehaw, Uncle Howdy Partner. Man, we need that. We need that. That is the greatest horror western movie that's still waiting to be made. Could you imagine how epic that would be? Amazing. So love that, Matt. Thought you killed it. Wanted to give a big shout out here. Look, massive shout out. Grant Morris said, my lads are getting ready for King of the Ring in Jeddah. There, look, you can see making a Wrestling Days sign. And I think I can see the word Nightbird down here at the bottom. Right? So a big, massive shout out. Look at that. I love how they've got the logo and they're copying it over. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. A massive, massive shout out to Grant Morris and his lads. I hope you had a fantastic time. I hope you really, really enjoyed the show. So a big shout out to you guys. I'm not going to go to the perv folder after that. That does not feel right. Let's go to NXT, shall we? We've got a few bits in here. Yes, so here, let's take this down. This was Brooks Jensen. So Jordan, thank you. BWA Matt pointing out that Brooks Jensen just invaded NXT during the commercial break. Look, there's Brooks Jensen having a word with Vic Joseph. Not sure what the issue is, but there's a security guards that's trying to pull him away. He's going off on Vic. He's going off on Booker. They're having to, like, really drag him away, look. So, I don't know what his issue is. I don't know what the problem is here. But obviously, we know that Brooks Jensen has been posting a lot about drinking. And it seems like things have really took a turn for the worse for him. I feel like he's also abandoned that gimmick that I was really excited about. The gimmick he was going to have was going to be this throwback gimmick, and I was really excited. I thought there was so much potential for him to bring back some moves from the past, kind of throw in a few Easter eggs and cryptic links to old promos, and I thought it could have been really fun. But instead we're going down this, like, alcohol road, which is really strange. But this was something that happened tonight during NXT. We had this confrontation with Vic and Booker, and I don't really know why. But let's have a look, because Coach Code tagged me in this. Let's see what the man's got to say, shall we?
I just want to know why. Why, of all people in the Performance Center, me. For 3 years, I've busted my tail. I said, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. I've done all the right things to make it to the top, but for some reason, they just don't see it in me. And when I try to voice my opinion, when I try to ask the questions of why, instead of sitting back and taking it, they throw me out of the building. You know what the best thing about this is now? I can go anywhere I want. Who knows? Maybe I can make an impact. I just want to know why.
It's good, isn't it? It's not called that anymore. It's called TNA. But, yeah, I think that's good. I mean, I don't know why he was going off on Vic and Booker. But, yeah, he says they just don't see it in me. Maybe I can make an impact. Very interesting. What are we doing with him, eh? It's very interesting. Right, Gen3X2459 said, Days, she's gone to a darker self. Look at this. Where are we going here? So we've been waiting weeks and weeks and weeks. We've been hearing someone snoring. We've seen them woke up, put their slippers on. Now she's finally gone into the bathroom, looked in the mirror, and we get this, which is very interesting, very dark. I wonder if they're thinking now that Joe Gacy has gone, that we could potentially do something with Wendy Choo just to make this a little bit darker. But it's a bit weird, isn't it? She's got this sleeping gimmick where she's always tired and, like, she's got her pillow and everything. It's kind of hard to make that a dark character. I don't know. I don't know where we're going with this. I was not expecting this. You know, I was not expecting this at all. So a darker look for Wendy Choo. Where is this going? I don't think she's going to be part of Wyatt 6 and all of that stuff, right? But with Gacy gone now, there probably is a void for that kind of darker persona in NXT. Looks like they've decided to kind of go down this path with Wendy, and I think she returns next week, so we should get some answers, more answers next week. Jordynne Grace said, in the midst of the chaos, I've got to give Stevie Turner her flowers. Couldn't have made history tonight without her. I've been the underdog many, many times, and I know how hard it can be to bet on yourself. Keep going. I'll see you down the road. So classy tweet there from the TNA champ. And also, look at this, Wrestle Talk saying that actually after NXT tonight, once it ended with Ethan Page in the ring, we actually got Oro Mensah coming out and sneak attacking, look, driving Page into the corner, throwing in some shots. And of course, this makes sense because Ethan Page has admitted he was the one that attacked Oro Mensah. He was the one that attacked Noam Dar. And so, of course, Oro Mensah wants to get some payback here. So, Oro Mensah desperately trying to get to Ethan Page. There's a few superstars that would like to get their hands on Ethan Page. And we know that Trick Williams is going to be one of those guys on Sunday at NXT Battleground. We will be covering that show this weekend. Look at this. Jordynne Grace said, I've never been more excited to give someone a gift in my entire life. So she's given him a Chef Michaels hat, which is amazing. Do you remember when Shawn lost to The Undertaker at WrestleMania 25? He actually took a bit of time off after that. And he eventually got brought back ready for SummerSlam. And I believe the match was DX against Legacy, if my memory serves me right. And basically, Triple H had to try and find Shawn. He needed to find him. He needed to locate him to bring him back. And he found him working in a kitchen. And there's a brilliant scene where, or a series of vignettes actually, which all played out on an episode of Raw, where Triple H has to try and convince Shawn to come back to WWE. And he's a chef and he's like, no, this is my new life now. And so I believe this pays homage to that. It's a real fun series of vignettes. You should check it out if you've never seen them. So it was from 2009, I believe. And yeah, very, very cool. So never more excited to give anyone a gift. Right. Arianna Grace said, my crown is greater than the TNA Knockouts Championship. So this was really good. I enjoyed this backstage moment where Jordynne was kind of walking backstage, bumped into Michin, bumped into Arianna Grace, Jada Parker came along, Sol Ruka was around. I really enjoyed this. I thought this was a great backstage segment. NXT tonight was pretty solid, to be honest. Right, and this didn't air to my knowledge, but look at this. Edris Enofe has got something to say to the NXT fans. This might surprise you, actually, what he's about to say here.
Hey, so check me out. I gotta get something off my chest. So, last week, we all saw it. I accidentally knocked over Brinley Reese. And everybody knows it was an accident. But what bothers me is that you guys booed me. Okay. Maybe we should practice Brilliant's philosophy and be more positive and treat each other how we want to be treated. I mean, you don't see me going to your jobs and booing you. Because I know how hard it must be to work as a Walmart janitor or whatever minimum wage jobs you guys have.
Minimum wage jobs.
Just be nice. And don't ever boo me again. It really hurts my feelings.
What? He's a face, he's a baby face. And he's like, you know, I don't come to your minimum paid jobs and start booing you, do I? How about you start treating people the way that you would like to be treated? Because booing me hurts my feelings. Man, I thought that was great. Right, there's been enough time. So here, look, Maurice Knight says, beautiful flowers in the background. Perv folder. So I've made this as clear as I can make this. I'm not looking to just put pictures of scantily clad women into this folder. There has to be a reason for it, right? Fair play to Maurice, though. These are great flowers. And I did look at this picture and think, do you know what? He's right. That makes it. That makes it. Lovely bloomage right there. So, you know, you can just see a few in the background as well. Just over here as well. A few coming through there. So, yeah, good enough for me, that. Good enough for me. Then we got this as well. So Watson said, I wonder what folder this belongs in. Watson, you know. We all know. So here, just a collection, really. We've got a collection. Not often you see Bailey in a bikini. There we've got the Home Wrecker, Indy Hartwell. Again, you don't tend to see her in a bikini too much. Not that I know. Scarlett, I think she lives in a bikini. B-Fab as well. Elektra lives in a bikini. Bianca. But this is just, I think, is that the ref? Daff as well. That might be the ref there. And I can't quite tell who this is, to be honest. Who is that? It looks a little bit like... That's not Tiffany. It looks a bit like Carmella. Who are you, actually? Who are you? Who's this boomer? I don't even know who this is. Right, this does belong here, because I need to know who this boomer is. Over here. Who are you? I don't think that's Tiffany, and I don't think Carmella travels. Who the flips this? That's B-Fab. That's Scarlett. That's Indy. That's Liv. That's Bailey. I think that's Daff the ref. That's Elektra Lopez. That's Bianca. Answers on a postcard. So there we go. That was the Perv folder. WWE folder. Not much in here. Liv Morgan is blowing up Dom's IG. Look at this. Look at this. This is Liv tagging reels and photos and anything she can tag on Dominik's Instagram page. Look at all this. You have to scroll it for 18 seconds to see all the stuff that she's tagged. Mental. So, Luke, shout out to you. Mental. Right, we've done Community, we've done Perv, we've done WWE, we've done NXT, we've done Nightbird Fun. We just got these two folders. I think there's a fair bit in here from Fun. Let's go down. Yeah, there is. Oh, God. Oh, look at this. What if... This is old, right? What if Howdy shows up like this at Riyadh? Well, he didn't, but he might show up on the 17th like this. This is old, though. Look at this, May 23rd. There's been some things in these folders for a long time. But there we go. Let's go, Howdy. Let's go. I'm going to tweet that out now, actually. I'm going to tweet that out. June 17th, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Well, I don't even know what this face is here. That's not Bo. I don't know who that is. Shakeem, thank you. Wrestling News said you can hear the cackle in this photo. 1986 Seth Rollins. Look how much that dude looks like Seth. From 1986. Very good. Grayson and Austin's reaction to Nia's Annihilator. So this was their online... Oh my God. Man, that's sick, isn't it? That is sick. Look at it. Oh, God, that's so bad. That is so bad. It all makes sense now, says the main event. Prison changes a man. Yeah. Yeah. It does make sense, doesn't it? Famous for going to prison. I think he was there for like 5 years. And, of course, she went to prison as well. Not for as long as some people think she should have, considering the crime. But, yeah, perfect couple. Perfect couple. Oh, this is great. So, we need to turn this down, but this is Sexy Red. And she's singing along to Shawn's music because famously she did this earlier this year. She was in the car. She was singing along to Sexy Boy. Only, of course, she's been to NXT. She's going to host on Sunday. So she's not even moving, look. But there we go. She's got Shawn with her this time. Shawn singing along to his own entrance music. And Triple H said, let's all be glad he didn't start twerking. It's a goat tweet. It's a goat tweet. And this is from the other week, right? Why did Lexis King expose the concrete only to drop this guy on the padding? Right? If we actually play this here, look, boom, it's true. There's only a very small amount that actually hits the exposed floor. Alexis King responded. He said, it's quite simple, really. In a fraction of a second, I calculated the optimal amount of exposed concrete that would be necessary to inflict the most damage to my opponent while preventing as much damage to myself as possible. Not only am I king, but I am also a genius. But I do remember watching this thinking, why has he done that? Love the fact that he's provided an answer, so very good. Yeah, this was quite famous. This did the rounds. This is CM Punk doing a, like, quick reaction thing. This is Drew's reaction to it. I mean, it's not the most impressive thing we've ever seen in the world, look. I mean, it is, you know, we're using the word explosive in a very loose manner here. But Drew definitely finding the humor. He's kind of got that, oh, give me a second, approach to hitting these things. Oh, yeah. Not a great video to share, I would say. Yeah, look at this. Kian said, here's some unseen for you. This is a young... That's a young Elton Prince. It's from Pretty Deadly. He was on like a dating show called First Dates in the UK. This is where they actually go out. There he is, look. When he's young, he's gone on a dating show where you basically go out on a date and it gets filmed and they listen in on your conversation and show the best bits. So there we go. He was on a dating show. There he is. And apparently he came back and had another one as well. I don't think this one went very well, to be honest. But yeah, I didn't know. I had no idea. Kian said, here's a bit of unseen for you. Who knew this young lad would turn out to be Elton Prince? Yes, boy. Yes, boy. Look at this. Look at this. So, I hope this fan is okay. So, this is when Natalya slaps Jade's backside. Boom. And it was right in front of that dude. What a great reaction. What a great reaction. So Mia Yim slapping Jada Parker in the ring had to do this. So there she was reaching. She slaps. That guy faints. Michin said, I've got the best job in the world. See you in Vegas. Right, Jordynne Grace said, if this doesn't end up in a custody of Dominik ladder match, then what are we even doing here? So Dominik and Liv. Could it be Liv versus Rhea and the winner gets the custody of Dominik? That would be, oh my God, that would just be the best. And here, look, Julian Week said Liv is a menace because there's Dominik with his wife, his real life wife. And look who's left a like. You only live once. Has already jumped in and left a like on this picture. She's not gonna break Dominik up with Rhea. She's gonna break Dominik up from his real life wife. So, man. Jay Uso is asking fans what sounds better. Is it Money in the Yeet? Or is it Yeet in the Bank? Which is the better sounding option? Money in the Yeet. No. Yeet in the... I don't think it's either. Yeet in the Bank. Yeet in the Bank, I think, is the better... It's better than Money in the Yeet. Oh, I don't know, actually. Now I've said it out loud. Money in the Yeet. Or Yeet in the Bank. I think... Oh, I don't know, actually. I think I'd go Yeet in the Bank. Hopefully Sammy wins, anyway. Here, Drew wanted... a picture up. Is like, look, you can't do this. You're meant to be able to do anything. Get me a picture of CM Punk up there, an embarrassing picture, and they do it, and he loves it. Look, there is, he loves it, an embarrassing picture of a giant 3-story high image of a sad-looking CM Punk. I love this as well from Drew. Do you remember how CM Punk was trapped in the WWE headquarters? Well, Drew found it pretty easy to get out. So here he is. Look, he's having a little look around. He's in the gym. He's like, how do I get out?
My life now.
Oof, I'm going to have to spend my life in here.
WWE headquarters.
He's trying to make his way.
cool, original, unique content I'm doing right here, but I don't know how to escape. I'm really down with the kids. If only there was like an exit or something.
Only there was an exit.
Obviously, this is not going to work. Oh. All it took was some tricep strength.
All it took was some tricep strength. And he opens the door and he leaves. And this is the last thing we got in the fun folder. Samantha tagging Bron Breakker. Here, look, we've got Ricochet, Bron Breakker. Ricochet putting Bron Breakker on the commentary table and throws in a shot. Then out of nowhere, boom! Samantha Irvin. Samantha Irvin out of nowhere. Amazing. Let's go. Let's go. It's so good. It's so good. So Samantha's like 100 Bron Breakker. Yeah. So there we go. That was the fun folder. I don't think we've got loads in other. Jordan tagging me in this, so thank you. From Wrestling News, Tiffany Stratton is she's signed with is it Paradigm, which is going to represent her in lots of different areas. So, you know, she could be making a move into Hollywood and all this kind of stuff. I don't know how I feel about this, to be well, I do. I don't like it. I kind of feel like if you want to go into Hollywood, you probably should have a wrestling career first. And like, she's only just really arrived. I kind of feel like we're trying to run before we've even walked, you know? I feel like Hollywood films are probably there for when you've had a good, at least 5 years under your belt. You know, you've main evented WrestleMania or competed for the title and all that kind of stuff. So, oh man, she's only just arrived and she's already signing with companies, looking at Hollywoods and all this kind of stuff. So I hope she keeps her focus where it needs to be, and that is to continue improving and obviously putting the work in to WWE. So a bit early for me. Here, Big E is getting stem cell treatment. Don't know any more on this, to be honest. So, stem cell treatment for Big E. I don't know if that's to try and deal with his back issues. I mean, he's all right, but he just can't take any more knocks. And I wonder if he's just hoping that this might help him sort of strengthen that. But honestly, I don't know. I just saw this, added it in. So, Big E getting stem cell treatment. And then this as well. So Randy basically said that he thinks it was the right time for Vince to move on. He said that he's really grateful for what Vince did for him, but he thinks it was time. And he said also this, I came to him when I was 35 and my back was really starting going. And I pleaded with him. I was like, man, I've got to not do as many shows, maybe do half the tour and then recover. And Vince looked at me and he was like, I need you on those shows, Randy. Mother Nature gets us all. To hear that and go, okay, well, I guess there's no other thing I can do other than just wear myself out down to the nub until I can't walk anymore for this man. So it seems like Randy's got a few bottled up feelings about Vince, which he can express now that Vince has gone, which is sort of interesting. I would have thought that they were actually really close, but I suppose Vince, you know, is very guilty of working people to the bone, and it seems like Randy was hurting, needed some time to recover, and you're not going to get a sympathetic ear from Vince, are you? But this is what he's saying. Like, it's great now that Triple H is in charge because birthdays, anniversaries, things like that that are important, that is now taken into consideration. You know, they are humans and they obviously have feelings, and it's nice to be working under this new regime, this new era. So nothing but positivity about where WWE is backstage from Randy Orton. So there we go. That is today's Unseen. I hope you enjoyed it. I thought there were some really interesting thoughts and insights and a few bits and bobs that we've rounded up there. We do these daily, and once Nightbird's over, we will get back to doing these daily. So people have asked me, what are you going to do when Nightbird ends? Like, we're going to be stuck. But far from it. I've had a lot of people saying that they've really hoped that we bring this series back sooner rather than later. And, well, you know, I think it will be a bit patchy patchy, to be honest with you. But I think once Nightbird is over, then yes, we will get back to these and we will deliver these every day. So I'll say patchy for the next 12 days or so, whilst we're still doing Nightbirds. But where we can, I will try and get these through for you. So thanks a lot for watching. Really appreciate the support. You know that already. And I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.